Is this just an expression of free speech, or did Colin Kaepernick cross a line? Let's ask Republican strategist Gianno Caldwell and former NFL player Tyoka Jackson. Tyoka, you first. You support sports stars using their fame to make political statements. You support this, don't you?
I do. We're human beings too. We live in the same country that everybody else lives in, and we have brains and we have opinions, and we see the things that happen around us, and certainly we have a platform that most don't, and I think you have a right to speak on it. Certainly when you make controversial statements and provocative actions, you're going to get backlash, and Colin's receiving that now, but I applaud his courage because, as you said before, you think he's putting his career at risk. I hope he's not, but you have to wonder, why is this kid doing that?
Okay, Gianno, want to weigh in on this one? Where do you stand?
Yeah, you know what's very interesting about this whole situation, and Stuart, you said he's putting his career in risk. I absolutely agree with you, but the truth of the matter is his career was already at risk. He was a guy who could possibly be benched, and I was with my barber earlier this morning at 7 to Barber, and he made a comment that I didn't think about. This guy could be doing this so he won't be benched. And if he is benched, or if there's an adverse action against him, he can claim discrimination. This is something no one is reporting in the media, but it's a very real possibility.
Gianno, I want to tell you something else that's not been widely reported. Kaepernick went on in his statement, and he said something which has not been reported, and I'm going to quote it. He also said, "We have a person running for president who, if any other person did what she did, they'd be in prison." Now, his comments have been taken to be anti-Trump, but it appears to be critical of Hillary Clinton as well. Tyoka, what do you make of that?
Well, clearly the guy is fair and balanced, sounds like to me. I mean, look, to talk about Gianno's position, I think that would be a far-reaching thought to try to create this situation to help his career. At the end of the day in the NFL, if you can play, they love you. If you can't play, they won't love you. And that's just the bottom line. These comments and his actions, while I applaud his ability to do that, they won't have any bearing on whether he can throw the football to the open guy. And that will keep him on the team. And if he can't, that'll get him off the team.
All right, Gianno, we've got video of people burning his jersey. I would suggest that if he ever does play again and appears on a football team in public, I think he'll be booed off the field. But that's my opinion. What's yours?
I think that what he did was completely un-American. I know that this country has, African Americans specifically, have suffered in some ways when you think about Jim Crow, slavery, and a number of other things. However, we have definitely come a long way. We have an African American president in the White House, and if he wanted to have political views, as he very well can, he can have them in a different venue. Let's look at his history of activism. He doesn't have one. Let's look at his history of speaking out on behalf of African Americans. He never has. So to me, the only real reality here is he was doing something to try to solidify his standing with the team, because if they tried to bench him or cut him, that would be considered retribution, and you would have Black Lives Matter and everybody else protesting on his behalf.
Okay, Tyoka, I'll give you the last word. 20 seconds. Go.
Please, what's more American than peaceful protest?
But it's divisive. Tyoka, it is divisive. To do that, say that kind of thing, that's divisive.
Well, here's the deal. Peaceful protest and civil disobedience goes back to the Boston Tea Party. There's nothing un-American about it. You may not like what he's saying or doing, but getting involved, there's nothing un-American about it. You need to move this conversation along to provocation. Racial discrimination and inequities is what caused him to make a provocative act. Let's talk about that so we can move the conversation along.
I think we're going to be talking about this for some time to come.
Seems that way.
Tyoka, Gianno, both of you, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, gentlemen.